chicks, let's chat. Good morning, good morning. How are y'all? Listen, let me get right into it. Since I feel like we are it's like an open sore right now, right? So I feel like if we are real with ourselves and real with the world right now, it's like an open sore, and it's a lot of issues that, you know, we need to address and we need to really get serious about. And to me, it goes back to when certain things happen, everything happened for a reason, you know. And if we could really get serious and deep dive into what some of our real issues are, maybe we can start getting to the bottom of them and having some better outcomes later on, or at least having some real conversations about what's really going on. First things first, the black community. Since you know, our boxes and panties are showing, you know, let's talk about what some of the real issues in our community is, right? Why it's the real reason why it's hard for a person of color to really win a elected position, or sometimes to even really win in any position, especially when they're counting on the blacks for support, right? Because a lot of times it's just assumed that the blacks are going to support. Now, I'm wondering, excuse me, why is that even assumed when we within the culture really know what time it is? Why is that even assumed that we're really going to support? It must come from a time before when there was really a mass support system amongst people, and they really did come together in a grand way, and there may have been one or two stragglers, right? But now it's the total opposite. And we know within our culture that it's a lot of not liking each other within our culture. So I don't even know why it's even assumed that we all gonna come together on certain things. So when I hear the white media always talking about the black vote, and I'm always like, well, who says that they're going to get the black vote, and what exactly is that? Because you have to be very compelling at anything to get us together on one thing. Now, there are some things that we can agree upon that collectively, yes, we just like. But even within that, it's going to be so many differences. So many differences. So hard to get us. And you know that by just go on YouTube and see how many different, fried chicken recipes there are. They say black people love fried chicken, but look at all the different ways the creators create the fried chicken. Look at all the different sweet potato pie recipes. So it's so hard to even come together on the basic stuff that we supposed to as a culture, you know, be united on. And I'm just wondering, like, when did the divide come? Why did the divide come? Is it fixable? And why are we not more honest about it? Because we know it's there. We know it's there. We know that it's a lot of us that don't like each other. It's a lot of black Americans that do not like black Americans. It's black Americans that do not like Haitians. It's Haitians that do not like Jamaicans. It's Jamaicans that do not like everybody. It's Africans that do not like African Americans. It's, you know, all the different cultures. Bahamians that do not like the Trinidad, like it's all kind of subcultures within the culture that do not like each other. So it's ridiculous when they group us all together and talk about the black vote, because baby, you can't even get us all together for hardly anything, let alone to vote together and to feel the same way about a candidate. And that's why when you hear people saying you have to have white friends, yes, you're going to have a good solid group of white people that buy in to what it is you're saying, because they're going to have to make up for the black people for no other reason than they who don't like you, for no other reason than the fact that you just black and they just not riding with you. And that's the problem. So you have to have a group of other people who stand in the gap for the ignorance. And that just shouldn't be so. The people outside who stand in the gap, they should just be extra. They shouldn't have to stand in the gap for the ignorance who just decided they just against you just because. See, that's what we don't want to talk about. We don't really want to tell everybody that. Oh, no. It's just some of us that just don't care for each other. No good reason other than where we come from. Oh, they come from the islands and they people want slaves, let them talk about it. But the reality is that no, that the slave ship stopped over there first. And first, a lot of the times, yeah. What difference do it make though? What difference do it make? That's foolish rhetoric. What difference do it make? When people see you, they see your. When they see you, they see me. What difference do it make? People's self-esteem so low that they judging themselves off of how light or dark their skin tone is. That's all you have to yourself, is how light or dark your skin tone is. What if you get burned up today, then it's all pink? Then what? How do you feel about yourself? If that's all you going off of. Because I've been burned up, face all pink. Face all pink. Like, you have to have something of substance besides what's on the outside. Yeah, everybody want to present well on the outside, but at the same time, if that's all you judging a person off of, and okay, let me be clear. A lot of times, it's more to it than that. We're judging each other off of the actions of a small group of us. A lot of times, some of the blacks that feel they're better than some of the other blacks are saying, oh, look what they do. They do this and that, and you know, they're thugs and this and that. Okay, well, you have a group of thugs in every race of people. Every race of people. Whether you call them trailer trash, whether you call them the thugs in the countryside, whether you call them the thugs in the hood, like, that's foolishness. You have a low vibrational people in every culture, period. No culture is without them. Next. You know, so to give a whole culture a bad title because you have the same way you have some low vibrational people, you have top tier people that cannot be even duplicated in a different culture, and every culture has it. The black people might not have an Elon Musk. The Russian people don't have a LeBron James. Like, come on, like, you have top tier people everywhere. In every culture, you have some standouts. And you have some low vibrational. But it seems that Black folks, y'all, we the only ones who can't seem to put all of that foolishness aside at some point and make better decisions for the greater good of the whole culture, of everybody, so that all our businesses can flourish. So that we know that when we go for an office, we're going to get in because our people going to support wholeheartedly. Then like what person got in my comments yesterday and said, and I was trying to respond to everybody as I usually do. Oh, well, we have to stop voting for people because they black. Well, why? Why? If they qualified? Because as unqualified as whatchamacallit is, nothing stopped his supporters. Nothing. And our culture, the main one be hollering about loyalty. And have none. We the main one be hollering about togetherness and don't. We'll make our people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in a race just to not get supported. We should know that when we start putting our coins towards a race, that we got it. We should be able to get up there with the same confidence and say all the stupid rhetoric what he said with confidence, knowing no matter what he said, his people got him. Let us get up there and try it. Let us get up there and try it. Because he know his people got his back. We could never. Because our people never don't have our back. Don't have our back. But a run and have somebody else back. And we don't think we should be ashamed of that. We don't think there's a problem with that. Why? Because we are so ingrained to being like that we don't see it's a problem. It's a problem with that. And we're so used to being like that. It's a problem to not be able to support your people them. Especially if they're deserving. Is anybody coming to the table perfect? No. But we as a people will pick apart us. We will pick apart us till you get down to the nucleus. But we won't do that to other people. We will give them a pass. We have black people who honestly in their heart feel like other races are better than us. They honestly feel that in their heart. And I'm so sad for them that your parents didn't do a good job when they made you feel like you were less than another race. That's sad. And there are races that, yes, there are races of people that have been made to feel that there are some Jamaicans who feel that white people are better than black people. Yes, there are. There are some Haitians that they think that white people are better. There are some Africans that yes, that is true. There are some African Americans that yes. And we already know that there's white people that think. So if there are people in every culture that think that there are white people are upper echelon than black people, wouldn't it just make sense that at least we would be able to teach our own kids to make sure we have enough self-esteem that we don't succumb to that train of thought when it just makes sense. If everybody else teaches that doctrine, that we don't teach it and we don't succumb to it because it's not true. And how could you wake up every morning feeling like that? How could you do that to yourself and then raise your kids like that and not feel that anything is wrong with it? Why? I mean, I don't understand that. That's strange to me. Because I don't care. There are issues everywhere. I own a house in the hood, and then I rent in another place that is not in the hood. But guess what? One night it was so much shenanigans going on over there. I said, well, goodness, this ain't never even went on in the hood. I'm about to call the police. I was about to send an email and tell them folks, listen, I pay too much money to be around here. Y'all better get these folks. I don't want to hear that. I mean, the lady was fighting the man, like hitting cars, like that, showing out. And I was right there looking, because you know we're going to look. I say, goodness, they over here showing out. So I don't care where you are. People will be people, and there will be lower vibrational people everywhere. And even if they are not lower vibrational, you can catch anybody on a bad day. Anything can happen that sets a person off. I don't know. I don't know if that's I don't know if it's a self-esteem thing or if it's an ignorance thing. If it's a, lack of education thing. So if I know that I cannot expect a person who, maybe doesn't read or hasn't had the same level of education, I know I cannot expect you to know the same thing that I know, right? But self-esteem is free. Self-esteem is free. Self-esteem doesn't necessarily come with an educational level. So if you didn't get taught certain things in school and you didn't, matriculate to a certain level, I understand that. But then, what was your mama and them teaching you? Because see, I come from my grandmama. She worked for people. She worked for rich, wealthy, Caucasian people. And that's how guess what? That's how she raised her children. That's how she bought and paid for her home. That's how she retired with Social Security, because guess what? They were rich and wealthy and they paid into her Social Security. See, unlike a lot of people who they did that type of work, but those people paid them under the table and paid nothing into their Social Security. So now they get $200 a month, if that. But that was not the case. So even though I come from a situation where, yeah, my grandma worked for people, but not one day did she ever feel like they was better than her. In fact, my grandma a little arrogant herself. You hear me? She might have passed a little down to her granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? So no, there would be none of that. But at the same time, we understand there's ignorance everywhere. And we understand that we may carry ourselves a little better, as we should when we know certain things. But we're not feeling like we're just, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Yeah, you may be better than dating him or, doing that. You may be better than that. But just as a people, no, we ain't looking down. We ain't doing that. But yeah, like that, that's the big time what's going on within our community, and that's why it's hard for a come up. That's why it's hard for any type of longevity, even in our businesses. That's why we have to always say, support black businesses, support small businesses. We have to say those type of things. Why? Because for everybody, it don't come natural. For some people, they avoid it. They intentionally avoid it. They don't want to put no money in your pocket. They don't want to see you come up. They don't want to give you any help. They don't. And it's because it's you. But they'll go right into another establishment and spend buku money and don't blink. But when they come around you or come to your yard sale, they nickel and dime you. $2. I'll give you $1 for this. No, you won't. Go ahead on. Like, we really do each other the worst. Even in the streets. Y'all kill each other for what? Because you hate each other. Because you hate each other. And you be looking for any stupid reason. He ain't did nothing to you. He ain't did nothing to you. Just your people them didn't raise you better. And if they did raise you better, they didn't put you in a better situation to keep you out that foolishness. Somewhere there was a disconnect. Somewhere something went wrong. But a lot of it is the hate that we have for each other. Because there's no way we could do the things that we do to each other if there wasn't a hate for each other. There is that. There is that. And that is why we are in the situation that we are in as a culture, as always killing each other, whether it's women, whether it's men against women, women on women, men on men. Like, that's why. Because we don't really like each other. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. What we really don't want to say all the time. Because we really don't want to tell people that. But listen, yeah, that's what it is. Say what it is. Because, like I say, your panties and your box are showing now. To me, what's worse than what just happened? Just go on and tell the truth and let it be open. Stop making people think that we are united front. We are collective. No, we're not. We're so broken and torn within. It don't make no sense. It's sad and it's embarrassing. And that's that.